Good afternoon, and welcome to another slapdash episode of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your slipshod and sloppy host, Voice of Doom. I'm going to do something a little different. Just watch Petri Dish in all his glory. He's still talking now, but I don't have time. I'm going to really be under the gun. So I want to do a diatribe quickly about his mess and try to post it in the next 20 minutes, which means I won't listen to it first. If it's good, I'll post it. If it's stupid, we'll just leave it for later. So Petri decided to do a full-on press conference today, and he started by touting himself for about 20 minutes, talking about all the great things he's accomplished. I'll just read one quote. I don't want to go through all of his crap, but COVID-19 won't disrupt our daily lives, won't be a crisis, but something to protect against and a threat. Those were his exact words. So he was semi-coherent. I was surprised that he could even last as long as he did. And the usual stammering, pausing, losing his train of thought, starting to tell a story and then deciding better of it because he's just free thinking and he could go anywhere. Went from 2 million to 210 million vaxxed. That's his big accomplishment. We'll see how good that was. More applications for new business than ever before. So they're getting a lot of applications. People got a raise. Didn't say how much of a raise, but everybody got most people got a raise this year. Got the premiums of medical and the no surprise hospital bills. That's not allowed anymore. Record economic growth since the shutdown of 2020. 6 million new jobs. I don't know how many old jobs were lost, but we will be improving everything. So much progress we've made, but COVID is ruining everything. He blamed everything on COVID. And I guess, I don't know. Half the time I look on the news and the ICUs are full, but things seem normal. I don't understand what's going on with that. There's a future beyond the pandemic. We have antiviral pills. He doesn't even call it what it is, which I have no idea what it is. It's the red pill. But he says antiviral pills. Don't like that. No more lockdowns, no more closed schools. And the world inflation is caused by the COVID and the supply chain. So he's simply going to take trillions of dollars and fix the supply chain and make things much better. Flow things. Get more production. Have the supply chain run more smoothly. Ergo, inflation goes down. And that actually makes sense if he actually did it, but don't have to do it with $10 trillion. Federal Reserve must recalibrate the support they have for the United States. It's weird, I don't know. The president appoints the Federal Reserve people and then says we don't want to comment on the Federal Reserve. It's like you're an independent organization, but I appoint you. Never understood that. Probably a bad idea at the outset. Then the press started asking questions. And it was fun to watch because I predicted it. They didn't ask what your proudest moment has been so far this year. They didn't ask how your dog is. And they didn't ask what your favorite ice cream flavor is. They didn't ask about the border. They didn't say anything about that. But they grilled him on everything else, and he deflected, and he parried and, obfuscated as best he could. But they were giving him hard questions mostly. The hardest questions were poo-pooed and offhandedly discarded, such as he did with the dead people in Afghanistan. They died 4 days ago. So he was up to his usual incompetence. He looked pretty, he held up, but you could see he was tired. He couldn't think straight, obviously. He hasn't thought straight from the outset. So what else can I say about Petri? I've only used 5 minutes. I mean, there was so much there. It's ridiculous. He actually praised Fox by saying they may be the only cable thing that survives. The internet onslaught of communications. So he kind of shot his best friends in the back. He kind of shot down MS and all those guys. It's kind of funny because he's so senile that he doesn't realize that people are going to parse every word he says and they're going to use it. So he doesn't know when he's being a racist or when he's shooting his friends in the back. He has no idea he's doing it, which makes it hilarious. If it weren't for the fact that Ukraine and Russia were about to go to war and other major things happening, criminality, anarchy, and I'm talking about, the anarchy has been inculcated into America now. It's not just the city burning because, an injustice was done. It's pure endemic anarchy. Goods are being thrown on the railroad track because they don't want those. They just want the TV sets and the flat screens or whatever. And people are dying because of anarchy. And I'm fully for nihilism. I say, yeah, destroy everything because we failed miserably. But that doesn't mean that innocent people have to die. We can destroy everything without getting violent about it. Talking about philosophically, on an existential level of society, destroy everything because we failed. And it's obvious we failed. And you listen to this guy and you see why we failed. Has any president done more in 1 year? That's an open-ended question that he asks the press. He likes to ask the press questions. The press never answers. Never. They never answer questions because it's our job to ask the questions. It's my job to ask you. You don't ask me anything. Well, here's your chance to actually answer the president. Whatever. Oh, President. Petri. Has any president done more in 1 year? Well, no. He's very right. I agree with him wholeheartedly. But you have to add some sort of a subjective word in there. Has any president done more harm in 1 year? You put that in there and it's like, it's true. No president has done worse. It's not possible. I can't think of anybody. No. It's funny, my kid is like, it was worse in the 50s and 60s because they had polio and they had Vietnam and things aren't that bad right now. And the 60s were a much worse time because, they were still working on civil rights and all that. Okay. He's talking like social stuff. And we look back in retrospect and go, yeah, we were very primitive in the 60s. But I was looking at lifestyle. When I say things have never been worse, he's like, oh, it was much worse in the 60s. Lifestyle-wise, come on. He wasn't there. I was there. Good times. It was really good times. Nobody asked him about the border. They asked him about COVID, and he blamed COVID for everything. But he says how much we have now and how much progress we've made. Excuse me. Got a little cough and aches in my joints. Whatever. Blaming everybody. He's not going to make any changes. Things are fine. They've got a lot to do. And I thought I could say more about him. He'll be torn apart in the media. Let's go to the Olympics because that's supposed to be coming around the corner. I still don't see it happening. I don't care how close it comes. And all you sports people, I don't go. I'm really serious. I will boycott any sports personality from America that goes to China because it's wrong. They're not a good place to have the Olympics right now, and they're in lockdown, and they're in a totalitarian regime, and you're just going for the publicity. Break a record. Break it in Zimbabwe, somewhere else. Break it in Alsace-Lorraine if you're a skier. What the hell? Go to China. Don't go. Xi Jinping locked himself down already. He's out of the picture. I mean, he's in the picture, but he's not surfacing. He may not even be at the Olympics. They're already warning, and they're already talking about viruses spreading all over the place over there. It's ridiculous. It's worse than Berlin. I never even got a chance to talk about the 39 parallels because I just get a little bit miffed. I'm wandering off aimlessly just like Petri Dish, but he was bad. You know, it was worth watching to see how his deterioration is progressing. And we're looking forward to a hell of a year because it's now the third week of January. It's only Wednesday. We'll see how bad it gets. And then we'll head into the end. We get into February and we'll go to the Olympics. And anybody watching it should be not proud. And after the Olympics, I think all hell will break loose. So that's my prediction for the near future. Not that long a diatribe, but I got it done. It's so-so. I think it might be okay. I'll post it. Good afternoon, everybody.